So first, Zelda. Zelda. They don't bother me, Grandpa. I'm eating. It usually doesn't get to eat in peace because, outside. So, plus it's cold out there right now. So I always bring her in. Look at her. So delicate and dignified, just like the princess that she's named after. All I hear is crunch, crunch, crunch. You chew loud, man. You chew loud. It's so loud when you chew. It's crunch, crunch, crunch. I'm a Zelda fan. I'm sorry. It's like, you are? Yeah, I am. I am. I don't have room in this place to put stuff. So, I mean, I have tattoo when I got from when I was 17. Zelda. I've got Midna outside as well. I had one there. Her brother was named Link. Yeah, I love Zelda. Um. Anyway, now these are opinions of them. For my personal opinion, before people start attacking me like, "Oh, you fat incel," I believe that this game failed or whatever. Even if it didn't fail, it could have been better, but they didn't market it very well. And the insane requirements that PCs needed in order to play it, most people don't have the kind of money to afford that kind of PC. So that's why I think it has nothing to do with the wokeism or anything like that. I think it was just marketed wrong. And the requirements to play it were just not, user friendly for those who wanted to play it but don't have a console to play it on. So, but Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the game everyone almost skipped due to modern audience marketing missteps. The recent released Indiana Jones and the Great Circle came out amidst a ton of doubt and scrutiny. However, after playing the game, I say exactly. So we are not talking about, at least I'm not, we're not talking about wokeism here or DEI. We're talking, at least in my opinion, it just wasn't marketed very well, and the requirements to play it were just insane. When you make a game not using, without keeping the gamers in mind, you're going to fail because it's only going to leave a very small amount of people who are actually allowed to play it. Especially for people who may not have consoles and have only, they only play on PC. It's really limiting the people who can play it. The Indiana Jones trilogy is considered by many. Okay, yeah, we don't get to the story about the game. Even in gaming, in the recent film Dial of Destiny, also failed to connect with. You mean the recent game? No, oh no, never mind. We're talking about the Great Circle. Dial of Destiny was the last movie. The Great Circle is the game. Yeah, Dial of Destiny. Yeah, people didn't. I mean, people went to see it, and it was just like an hour and a half of like Indy being berated by a woman. A woman putting him in his place and this and that, and people were like, "This isn't Indiana Jones. This is like Dial of Destiny starring Indiana Jones." You know, we're listening to the strong, powerful woman put Indy in his place. Want to come up, Zelda? Come on, bub. Come on, baby. Come see Grandpa. I know. Come on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. How are you? Mwah. Grandpa loves you. Grandpa's gonna continue. Cake. Uh, the evidence is This is evident in the poor box office performance, which remarkably caused even more damage to the franchise than Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal. Oh, God. Yeah, I remember when that came out. The dude hid in a refrigerator? That's completely impossible. Um, we're just gonna. The backlash of ignoring your audience. When someone says bad marketing, many assume it refers to how much a game is marketed or methods used. However, the biggest marketing mistake many companies make today is neither the amount of marketing nor the approach. It's a failure to listen. Yeah, listen to consumers and use what feedback to guide how one markets a product. Yeah, nowadays, you know, people tell these companies how, what they can do to make it better. And instead, you get called phobicism. Every phobicism, you, you're called racist. You're called, even when it's about like gameplay itself, it has nothing to do with characters, or you'll still get called a phobicism because these people they don't care. They don't care. Um, Something that has become increasingly clear is that nowadays certain topics and phrases have been forced into marketing campaigns. Zelda, my little girl. Often to very negative reactions from consumers. And let me be clear, this backlash doesn't come from a minority, but a clear majority of consumers. Yeah. Like, they like to think that it's just like a certain group of people that it's, oh man, it's those evil alt-righters, those far-right extremists. Because of course that's always who it is, right? It's always evil white extremists because no one of, no black person or no woman or would ever dislike something if it's forced or if it's not well written. No, can't possibly imagine. No, it's always the far right extremists. Those in marketing need to only look at the results of these methods. Examples include Dylan Mulvaney's inclusion of Bud Light campaigns, Concord's focus on inclusive inclusivity topics, and Jaguar's horrendous copy nothing ad, which many called a woke pushed marketing attempt. Yeah, that thing was terrible. Terrible. The results speak for themselves. Concord failed, costing Sony 200 million at best. Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser-Busch InBev, saw its stock drop nearly 20%, and Jaguar's campaign, well, let's just say the reactions have not been good. Yeah, like they just got decimated from everyone. The people that they were pandering to, decimating them. The people who are already gonna do it, they were decimated. They brought so many people together in the decimation of Jaguar. It was crazy because it was clear that it was trying to pander, and the commercial itself, the ad that they showed, it gave you no idea about what the product they were trying to sell even was. It was just a bunch of artsy people, the kinds you expect, and no, having people like a commercial of like crappy cars being driven and then someone driving one of these new Jaguars, oh yeah, expect nothing less than the best, or be bold or something. You see all these crappy dull cars and then you see this bright vibrant thing going through. No, it's like, what is this even about? Where's the car? Because they didn't even show it. They didn't even show the damn car. Because of this and many more examples, it's easy to look back at similar marketing failures to see what not to do. Phrases like modern audience or diversity are often misused in a way. Again, I don't think this failed because of woke or whatever. It was just when you have a game that people want to play, and even some good computers aren't capable of playing it, that's going to turn off a lot of people. And many think that everyone has consoles. Not everyone has consoles. So there's that. Some people prefer to play games online. So, you know, misuse in ways that do the opposite of what they're intended to accomplish. Oh, there she is. Alienating people rather than including them. Yet marketing teams never seem to learn. When words alienate, the impact is misguided. The impact of misguided messaging. Consumers have started to notice patterns and trends in bad products and are now, more than ever, staying away from those that include certain phrases or topics such as modern audience tropes or woke influences. Unfortunately, the team behind Indiana Jones and the Great Circle didn't seem to get the memo. Consumers get nervous when they hear one of the developers, from one of the developers, that this game is going to be for the modern audience, and that they wanted to make it for a modern public. Yeah, just don't say modern, because people now associate modern with, okay, well, check this, check this, check this. Instead of just saying, we're going to make a good game for everyone, say, oh, we're going to make a game for the modern audience. Well, we know what the modern audience is. These characters aren't black enough. Why is there no representation in this game? That's the kind of modern audience that people think of now. But again, I don't think that's why the game failed. So before people start fucking busting their tits or something, screaming and reeing at me, oh, you fat fucking incel. I don't think people said it's a great game. I don't think it failed because of woke modern politics. I think it failed because it wasn't accessible enough for people. Okay? And even when I say that, it's like, oh, you fat fucking idiot. If people can play it, it's just, okay, then you tell me the reason why it failed. Or why people aren't playing it. If it's not the woke modern politics, if it's not because accessibility, then why did it not do better? Okay? Oh, tell me, great wise one. Tell me the reason it failed. Narrative designer Ed Curtis Civis actually stated, now we have an opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for the modern audience, the modern gaming audience. Immediately raised alarms. For many consumers, this kind of language suggests the game may be pandering to a DEI narrative, and again, this is the article saying it. Okay, I'm not saying it's pandering. If you have a problem, take it up with the person who wrote the article. Don't shoot the messenger. Because that's what I get. It's like, I'm just reading these things. I'm just reading them. And people act like these are my words. As you can see, those things that you see, they're words. I'm just reading them. Okay, so narrative that has often alienated and demeaned consumers and critics alike. To make matters worse, Curtis seems to be wearing a rainbow T-shirt during one of the promotional events. While this shouldn't matter, many people assumed, based on this appearance, that he fit the stereotype of woke fanatic who blames gamers and consumers for rejecting poorly made products. Personally, I believe he's probably a nice guy caught up in a situation beyond his control. Still, like many others, I initially stayed away from Indiana Jones at the Great Circle. The marketing campaign seemed poorly executed, with gameplay footage and trailers that felt lackluster and uninspired. It gave the impression that the developers had no idea how to market the game properly, and yet the game itself is far from boring. Okay? Even the people who would seem biased are saying it's a good game. And yet people are, oh my god, you fat fucking incel. Oh my god, the game was good. I mean, even the person writing this is saying the game is good. So again, if people are not playing it, so if it's not because of modern politics, and people want to say, oh well, consoles and people, it's more accessible than you think, then if it's not because of accessibility issues, then why did it fail? If the story was good, the gameplay is good, the characters are good, that's everything needed for a good game. So why did it fail? Again, please tell me, oh wise ones. Immersion and authenticity, the strengths of the Great Circle. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, in my opinion, is a great game. There, now you guys can, jump off and, whatever, brigade you were in, with your pitchforks going after. Because the guy's saying it's a good game. It combines puzzle solving that doesn't hold your hand like many other games do, like, oh, I don't know, Dragon Age, the Failguard did. The puzzles simply were, take this thing and bring it over to that thing. No matter how far you got into the games. This thing over to this thing. Oh, now you have to move these things around. Gee, I wonder which way. Oh, pfft. They held your hand. And a game should not hold your hand. But this game looks like it was, balls to the wall, fun, excitement, puzzles, and didn't hold your hands. It's like, oh, if you don't get it, too bad. That's not our problem. Blah, 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 as well, ground fist fighting system, and comparably good stealth mechanics, all in the first person, which frankly works remarkably well. Here's Zelda. Zelda, where'd you go, little girl? Every interaction feels seamless and immersive. The locations are expansive and well designed, adding to overall experience. I also didn't find any forced messaging in the game. There you go. And if it failed, then why did it fail? Welcome back. Welcome back. Mwah. Grandpa loves you. Grandpa loves you. There's no preaching about DEI, nor are there characters that feel oddly placed for the sake of diversity. While some gamers might point out there are two or characters presumed to have same-sex attraction, their inclusion doesn't feel forced or unrealistic in the way many other games and films today handle such representation. Yeah, there you go. We don't care about that kind of representation as long as it's done right. You know, if they're good, if they're characters you're interacting with and they're good characters, they can be gay for all we care. We just want them good. We just want them good. We're just normal men. The conversation that reveals this detail feels natural. It isn't initiated by Indiana, but by other characters who simply tell her friends that the person they're searching for, someone very important to her, still cares for her. While it suggests a more intimate past, it feels genuine, normal, and entirely unrelated to Indiana Jones himself. To make it, that makes it all the more authentic. Zelda, can I help you? One detail I absolutely love is that no one speaks English unless they're directly addressing Indiana Jones, as he himself speaks English. It was refreshing to hear an Italian NPC speaking Italian, a German soldier speaking German, and even the villains conversing with each other in German or Italian during cutscenes. This authenticity and attention to detail felt more genuine than the usual forced English with bad accents many games rely on for the player's sake. The puzzles and mysteries are genuinely fun to crack. As mentioned, the game doesn't lead you by the hand like a toddler learning to walk. Instead, it emphasizes the need for you to listen, search, and decipher things on your own. It was refreshing to see a game that trusts its audience to be smart enough to handle. Yeah, because most companies think you're stupid. That they need to hold your hand and they need everything to be in your face so that way you don't get confused and lost. Again, merely just look at Dragon Age: The Failguard. All the puzzles held your hand. No matter what kind of puzzle it was just take this and put it over there. Turn this like 90 degrees. Take this out of there and put it to there, and that'll open the door. The combat system was a highlight for me. The shooting mechanics, while not the main focus of the game, are decent. There's an emphasis on realistic details, such as taking your time to reload your gun, which adds to its immersion. However, you're often forced into shooting scenarios. In fact, the game frequently allows you to choose how you approach a situation, whether through stealth, fist fighting, or shooting. The disguise mechanic is another neat feature, and the side quests are abundant. Thankfully, they're not just fetch quests. They're well scripted, compelling, and meaningfully connected to the narrative. The Great Circle, a hidden gem overshadowed by misconceptions. All in all, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is, for me, a great successor to the Indiana Jones trilogy. In fact, I would rank this game alongside the films as follows. So we got the right there. It's a shame that the game wasn't strongly assumed to be driven by DEI narratives. I truly believe that the game has many, especially Indiana Jones fans, should try. I'm incredibly grateful to my enthusiastic and friend who can give it a chance. If this was a full review, I'd rank it a solid 3.8 out of 5. I'm sorry. 3.8, that's not solid. Solid would be like a 3 or 4. I don't like, you know, a solid 3.8. I consider solid kind of like solid numbers, not a point number. So 3.8 is not a solid number. A 3 is a solid number. 4 is a solid number. 5 is a solid number. But 3.8, that's not solid. While it's undeniably a good game, it has unfortunately failed to gain the attention and popularity it deserves due to poor marketing and an ill-conceived comment by, like I said, I think it's more the fact that people just didn't have means to play it at some point, in some way. And when I made the video about it the last time, a lot of people were like, yeah, it forces with like ray tracing, I think it was ray tracing, and that shit really slows your stuff down. Like if you have a computer and you're forced to use it, yeah, it's gonna slow things down a lot. Um, so I think, hang on, I think it was like i9, either i7. I think it's an i7, Intel i7, or another something, other thing that was good enough. But that was basically bare minimum. So I was like, I could play it, it just wouldn't be very good. So if a computer like my computer is pretty good, if it wouldn't be able to handle it, what chances does someone else have who doesn't have a good computer who wants to play it? So inaccessibility really causes things to not sell well or do well. So Zelda, come on. God. Mwah. My little princess. It's okay, Grandpa's pretty much done. Ah. I love you. She's like, I love you too, Grandpa. I love you so much. Boop. I can do that. I just sit here and rub her nose. Oh, Grandpa, just the right places to touch me. I know, the nose is sensitive, huh? Mwah. Look at that. She's so sweet. But yeah, people were saying, oh, there is no DEI and this and that. And so I think it was just not marketed very well, and it wasn't accessible. Just because you have a PC doesn't mean you can play it. Just because you have a console, I mean, if it's an insane amount of memory of gigs, you won't be able to play it. So between the bad marketing, the insane restrictions thanks to the graphics and all that, the space one needs, that's gonna mess people up. But if you guys played it, let me know, and let me know what you thought about it. I mean, I don't think I've seen any spoilers for this game, so I don't even know how many people have actually beaten the game. But if you beat the game, let me know. Let me know what you thought of the ending. And I mean, if you're gonna tell what the ending was, obviously put spoiler alert beforehand. But yeah. So from me and Zelda, from my family to yours. No, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.